Let me give you a brief introduction about how to use the metronome. It has several different settings that really make it perfect for golf. One of the things that you're going to see is that I can set the tempo at whatever rhythm that I want. Makes perfect sense. The other thing is that I have a fully adjustable volume wheel where I can turn it all the way up or all the way down if I want to just keep it to myself. I can put it on my collar, or I can put it on a hat if I want to, where only I can see it and only I can hear it. The other thing is that you'll see is that right on the end it has a place for a headphone jack. And the reason why that's important is because it gives me a little bit of privacy so I don't feel quite so embarrassed sometimes. But the other thing that we've noticed is that some people are a little bit hard of hearing, and that earphone jack really gives them an advantage. They can hear it very clearly. The other thing that the metronome has for us is what I call a beat pattern, where I can see how many beats it takes before the pattern repeats. So what you hear beating right now is just a single beat. And what I can make it do is repeat with two different sounds. And I'm going to show you from time to time how to take that beat pattern and make it work for a back and forth, maybe a 4-beat count or a 6-beat count. Sometimes you're going to work with chipping with a 2-beat count. You might work with a full swing where it's 2 beats back and 1 beat down. That's the EyeLine Golf Metronome. It's the perfect tempo-saving device. So one of the great parts of having the metronome is it helps me establish a bit of a routine. And I have to tell you from past experience, there's been a period of my life where I had what they called the yips. And the problem with that is I would get set up and I just couldn't pull the trigger. And that's when I first began to work with a metronome, and we began to develop that. And what has happened now is we've developed a really nice system of what I call a 4-beat rhythm of a putting stroke. So let me turn the metronome up just a little bit so that you can hear how that it'll go with four particular beats. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a process where I can, let me kind of turn it down a little bit, where I can take the first beat, look at the hole, back to the ball, back, and then through to impact. And the good part of it is the first part of my putting stroke is just looking away at the hole, come back, and I've already got my putting stroke initiated. So let's kind of listen. And I'm going to listen for the loud beep, and that's going to be my trigger to start. You ready? We can do that again. We're just listening for that first beat count. So the metronome helps me set up to a perfect pattern when I walk into the shot, listen in my mind, I get that beep, to the hole, to the ball, back, and through. Perfect way to handle it. So one of the things that we hear the most frequently from tour players and their coaches and their sports psychologists is the necessity of having a consistent pre-shot routine. And one of the requests we get all the time is for the metronome. And the reason for that is that our pre-shot routine sort of sets the pattern of our swing. And when we get under pressure, that pre-shot routine gets faster and faster, swing gets faster and faster, the decision process gets faster and faster. Next thing you know, we've forgotten to consider some things or walk through it. So what I'll encourage you to do is to use the metronome, like we've heard from so many different coaches, as a pre-shot routine. And the idea would be that I'm going to each time walk into the shot, perhaps pull the club, certainly tug on my glove, adjust my sleeve in the same kind of consistent pattern, pull the club, think about it, my heartbeat begins to regulate with the metronome, I walk into the shot, my pattern is so much more predictable, and I can have the same kind of predictable results. So let's kind of take this as the way we might look at it. We would look at the shot, kind of go to the bag, pull the club in a pattern. I'm sort of walking into the shot as I would do it. I might walk in, kind of take my position. You can still hear that beat as I even kind of do the waggle. And each time I can just kind of feel the rhythm of that pre-shot. If you do that during your practice sessions, you'll be amazed at how relaxed you stay, how consistent you deliver it. Tempo is a lot the same. The metronome is the key to helping you do that.